Mars Orbiter mission will be launched by the extended version of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, known as the PSLV-XL, from Sriharikota, the spaceport of India. The rocket will lift off from the ground, using its first stage solid rocket motor, and the strap-on boosters. As it travels through the atmosphere, the first stage and the strap-ons will burn out, and separate themselves out of the vehicle, and the second stage liquid engine takes over. When the rocket then comes out of the atmosphere, the heat shield, which protects the satellite from the atmosphere, will open out, and drop down. Subsequently, the second stage will burn out, and hand over the flight to the third stage solid rocket motor. The third stage will again jettison from the rocket, after completing its thrust phase. During the first 3 stages of the flight, is track-down range stations, located at Bangalore, Sriharikota, Port Blair, Brunei and Biak, will track the vehicle, and continuously deliver the vehicle telemetry to the control center. The rocket then enters a coast phase where it follows an unpowered ballistic trajectory, for a duration of about 26 minutes. When the vehicle sets out of sight of the Biak ground station, there will be a gap of around 10 minutes where it will not be visible to any ground stations. Subsequently, it will be spotted and tracked by 2 shipborne terminals located in the Western Pacific Ocean, where the major vehicle events will be monitored. The first ship is located at such a position, where it can monitor the ignition of the 4th stage liquid rocket engine. Similarly, the location of the second ship is chosen, so as to monitor the burnout of the 4th stage, and satellite separation. Finally, the solar panels will deploy for generation and supply of solar power to the spacecraft, followed by the deployment of the high-gain antenna, which will support deep space communication between the Earth and the spacecraft. The spacecraft will be injected into an elliptical orbit of 250 by 23,000 kilometers. A series of orbit maneuvers will be conducted, using the onboard liquid engine, to raise the apogee altitudes. At the end of the 5th burn, the apogee altitude will be around 2 lakh kilometers. The 6th and final maneuver will inject the spacecraft into a hyperbolic orbit, in which it escapes from the Earth's sphere of influence, and embarks on a heliocentric journey. The heliocentric phase lasts for about 300 days, at the end of which, the spacecraft reaches the sphere of influence of Mars. The Mars orbit insertion maneuver will be performed at the closest approach point, thereby capturing Mars in a 375 by 80,000 kilometer elliptical orbit.